everyone. Hi, hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I am sitting here in the pod cabin with your husband and mine, Daniel. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, who's this guy?
Your husband.
And theirs.
Everyone's husband.
Yeah. So, question, Daniel.
Yes.
I am being bathed, simply bathed. It's hard to say bathed when we concentrate on saying bathed and then say it.
Bathed. Yeah, you should never have an ED after a TH. That's the new rule.
Bathed. Oh, it's so weird. My mouth hates it. Bathed. Everyone at home, across the nation and the globe, say bathed.
Yeah, it really should be.
You know what the problem is? I'm going bathed. Bathed. It's
No,
bathed.
It should be bathed. That's how we should be pronouncing it. Bathed.
Or bathead.
Bathed.
Showered. I am being showered. That works just as well. In a warm, soft light that guest, friend of the show, writer, photographer.
Just Renaissance man.
Jack of all trades, Lucas Passmore set up for us. And, you know, on my Patreon, Tony, hit it. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Friend zones, there's a video component. Mm-hmm. And I did it with this light and I was like, hot shit. I look like hot shit, but in a good way. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I just want to know, Daniel, because I am being bathhead in this light, but you're not. Do I look good?
You look great.
Like because of the light, right? Not because of me.
No, not.
There's a heavy lifting on the light.
I see you in the morning. So definitely the light. We should get this light in our bedroom.
You don't see me in the morning lately because we have a small being who comes into our room between 2 and 5 and says, "Mommy, I want you to come sleep with me." Now, you and I had a prior arrangement.
Yep, we did.
The arrangement was
that I would go.
On this night, you go because
you desperately need sleep.
I'm so tired. Because sometimes I'll go into his room and he'll just go to sleep. And then the other times he'll get on top of me and he'll go, "Mommy. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I love you." I'm like, "Oh, it's so sweet. Go to sleep, motherfucker." So, and he'll just keep waking me up over and over, and then he'll be like, "I can't sleep." So the arrangement was Daniel was going to go, and then he started crying.
Well, he didn't. I'm not soft enough. He wants mommy soft.
That's what he calls me.
But
you could be snuggly.
Well, he didn't want me. I was getting up,
I know, slowly.
And he was throwing a fit. Well, slowly because he was putting us in a checkmate. Because he didn't want any. He was throwing this fit, and it was 4:45 in the fucking morning. And
were you going slow because you knew eventually I was?
No, I was going slow because I didn't know what to do. Because I knew that if I got up and I went with him, it would just be Meltdown City, USA, population 3. I guess we're all in it. Right?
We're all in it.
But he's
include
there.
The fish.
And then you kept saying, "What should we do? What should we do?"
And I did. I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I could go with him, and then we're just dealing with a tantrum, which is,
So you played it right for you, and eventually I said, "Fine."
No, I wasn't
go.
though.
You got what you wanted. You manipulated the situation. Classic. You're like that character in It's Your Move.
I was.
You're like a young Jason Bateman.
I was not manipulating the situation.
Yes, you were.
I wasn't.
You played the long game, and I said, "Fine, I'll go." And I put on my robe, which is the mommy soft costume, and also what I wear all the time. And the weird thing is, normally the idea of sleeping in a robe sounds horrendous because of the the strap and all that. But for some reason, when I'm sleeping in his bed, which is a mattress on the floor in Elliot's room, I do like to have my robe on. I don't know why. It's like all bed rules fly out the window. I think it's because I'm like a corpse in a coffin. I'm just not even moving around at all. I'm just but anyway, we went to his room.
Corpse in a coffin sounds like a game kids would play.
Yes. Light as a feather, corpse in a coffin.
Well, Ghost in the Graveyard. Remember?
What is that?
That's a game.
But yeah, duh.
I forget how it's played. But Ghost in the Graveyard,
story.
Corpse in a Coffin.
Yeah. Light as a feather.
Light as a feather. Stank is
tired.
Your butt.
Stank is your butt. Stank is your butt. Isn't that a F. Scott Fitzgerald novel?
Yes.
So anyway, Thankfully, he let me sleep. So you didn't know what I looked like in the morning because we woke up in separate beds and I was not bathed in this glorious light is where this was all. My God, it took...
How much time did we burn?
5 minutes, 12 seconds.
We only need to do that a few more times and we're done. And we're out.
Are you asking for more great, compelling stories?
No. Go ahead.
For more page turners in a verbal form?
Sure. If you got them.
So anyway, allow me to remind everyone that I am on Patreon. Tony, do it.
Patreon.
Thank you. We got friend zones. We got potentially destroying my personal relationships in life because I'm revealing too much in the friend zones. There's video component. There's a level where you can text me, and I send out a daily text. And boy, are they ever juicy. Mm-hmm. You're limited to 400 characters. And oftentimes I have to send another one because these stories are worth 800 characters.
That's amazing,
at least.
You really
and
do.
It's not just about fish. It's mostly about estate stuff. But also there's some fish. So anyway, patreon.com/Alison Rosen. And then also Substack. And I just wrote one. Do you know that people still ask me all the time, what was the true story with the Tournament of Rosen? What was the deal with Tournament of Rosen? Were you already with Daniel during Tournament of Rosen?
It was weird timing.
Yes, I know. So I have been having trouble writing about any Adam Carolla stuff since my mom died. And I don't know why exactly, because I was in a good rhythm of writing about that, like what, I say retelling, but it's not telling. It's not retelling. It's telling the story of how I ended up on the Adam Carolla show and what it was really like. I had carved out a good little corner of Substack to tell that. I have a lot of subscribers, paying subscribers. I'm a Substack bestseller. And then my mom fucking kicked off.
Up and died is what I like to say.
Yeah, she up and died. And I just couldn't write about that anymore. And then I was just, all goth all the time. But I'm back with the true Tournament of Rosen story. Do you even know?
This is the right time of year. It's March Madness.
Do you even know the true story? What is it that you think happened with that? And then I'm not going to give it away because it is behind a paywall.
I didn't think there was much to the story.
Do you know
Wasn't
where
it just
the idea even came from?
That you guys were doing?
Do you know who came up with the idea, though?
I mean, it had to be them.
Why?
Because you don't know what the Tournament of Roses is.
Well, no, not. Rosen Bowl would have also been a good name.
Yeah, Tournament of Rosen was a good one, though.
I didn't name it. No, I didn't name it. But I'm just so clearly there's more. There's more to the story than you know, because the genesis of the idea was not who you think it was.
Was it Dawson?
No.
Was it?
You're
August?
never going to guess. No. August fucking texted me the other day.
No way.
I had started writing I know. Daniel's giving me a look like,
why would he reach out to you?
I know. Why am I clapping? I hate people who clap all the time. No offense to clappers.
I mean, like, what else?
Yeah. Okay. So listen. I start writing the Tournament of Rosen piece. And then I take a shower and I get out and I just see, you know how you just see like you know how it's on your lock screen?
Yeah.
I just see Mike August and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I suddenly felt like, am I about to get in trouble for writing about this? And I'm like, but I haven't even published it yet.
Like, because he was always the
muscle.
bad cop.
Yes, you're right.
To the extent that they did it that way.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, it's this. It's 9 designs. It's 9 Adam Carolla show designs, and it says.
Does he want you to choose the one you like the best?
You know what's funny is actually it's like red and blue as if it's supposed to be 3D. And then he says sticker mule sample designs for merch. And then
So this is a mistake. He did not mean to text.
Correct. By the way, I'm going to go back and read you the last exchanges with him that were from 2014. So I say, haha, I think I got this by mistake. Hope you're well. And then I get the...
He's like, no, I want you to approve these designs.
And then I get, he reads it because he has his read receipts on. It's the most Mike August thing in the world. Mm-hmm. And then he just writes back like an hour later, funny, exclamation point, exclamation point.
He's the warmest guy. I mean, that's the thing. It's like whenever you're with him, it's like being wrapped in the embrace of your grandmother.
It's like
almost.
being bathed in this light. I feel like he could have spared a Hope You're Well too.
These guys are they're just on a different planet in terms of human relations.
Who did he mean to send this to? Did he mean to send it to Adam?
Who knows?
So anyway, remember this? This is from June 7th, 2012. Hey, it's Alison Rosen. What time are you driving down to OC? I left my clothes for tonight in LA. I'm already in OC and was hoping my boyfriend could give them to you to bring down.
That would be me.
Do you remember that? Remember when I called you and I'm like,
yeah.
I left my clothes at my apartment. I'm down in Orange County. Can you drive to Hollywood? You were in Brentwood. And I'm like, can you drive to Hollywood?
Get your
break
stuff.
into my house. I think you probably had a, did you have a key? You must have had a key.
No.
I was
going to have to sneak in the back window. Remember how easy it was to break into that place?
No. Which
All
back
you had
window?
to do was scale the wall, and then there was a like a roof thing that you could just jump onto and then get into the bedroom window.
Are you serious? You were going to do that?
I guess.
I feel like you must have had a key.
I didn't.
Okay. Well, that's weird. So anyway, and then you were going to do it. You were going to go there, grab my garment bag, and then get it to the guys. But then I said, actually, I raided my mom's closet, so I'm okay for tonight after all. Thank you. See you tonight. And then he wrote, okay. And then November 21st, 2014, he wrote, we are in the limo. Oh, my God. That was right before I got fired.
Yeah.
We are in the limo. Get fucked is what it meant.
I think of August as just being an agent of Corolla's. Like, he's just like, there's no there with him. He doesn't make himself, he didn't seem to make himself available as a human being with his own human relationships. It was always just like all business. But
that's correct.
You know, whatever. That's like, that was his, that's what he wanted. Who gives a shit?
I always suspected he had some kind of facial plastic surgery. As a person who knows what it looks like very well, because it's my passion, looking at plastic surgery pages. I don't know, like maybe didn't he play football or wasn't his dad?
His dad was a coach. I think his dad.
I wonder if like his
D1
nose was broken at some
football,
point.
maybe.
And I bet his nose was broken and had to be reset, or he got in a car accident or something.
Yeah, who cares?
Not I. So, I'm looking over my notes here. What's this I hear about Daniel's ginger ale thoughts?
Oh my God! You asked if I had any content, and I have this tab on my notes app where I would just put down random things.
This is for the show or just for yourself? Okay. And this is I can't wait to hear what you have to say about ginger ale for the show.
Well, my real thought was like, it's really a Just Me or Everyone, which is like when I'm...
Wait, I have a Just Me or Everyone too. So how about we just play the song?
Okay.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
When I'm flying, I crave different drinks than when I'm on the ground, and I feel like I believe that there's more ginger ale drinking per capita on flights than on the ground. That people like want ginger ale when they're in an airplane more than when they're not.
Yeah.
Why? Is our sense of taste altered when we're in a highly pressurized cabin?
I mean, it would make sense.
600,000 feet up in the air or whatever.
Uh-oh. You put me to sleep. It would make sense that our taste buds are altered. And I think we also just associate it with being sick and also being in the air.
It's weird. Like, I want ginger ale. I never want ginger ale otherwise.
I feel like tomato juice or V8 is also an airplane thing. It's also a Las Vegas thing.
But when I saw the note earlier, I saw the word ginger ale, and I thought, shouldn't it be Gingerade? It feels like it should be called Gingerade.
Right.
Ginger ale.
Ale suggests alcohol, sort of like root beer.
Ginger ale sounds wrong.
Gingerade.
To my ears right now. Gingerade.
I like that our kids call it lemonade and limonade.
Yeah. Lemonade.
As opposed to limeade, which is also a silly name. Yep. I wonder why it's called ginger ale. Maybe before the aid days.
Well, I guess if it was gingerade, that would suggest non-carbonated.
Oh, is that why? Let's just look up ale.
But ginger, there's something called ginger beer,
right,
which is different than ginger ale.
Let's just look up ale.
So it's like, why do we have ginger ale and ginger beer, and they're two different things?
Listen, so ale is a type of beer with a bitter flavor and highly alcoholic content. It's also beer. Are there not? A style of beer brewed. Would you stop attacking your fingers with your teeth?
Stop, Karen. Nails.
A style of beer brewed using a warm fermentation method. In medieval England, the term referred to a drink brewed without hops.
But the thing is, ginger ale isn't. I don't think it is that.
It's not. I don't think it's fermented. Yeah. You know what? You have landed upon a pretty big problem.
Like maybe at one point it was, but like when you get Schweppes ginger ale, it's just a fucking ginger flavored carbonated soda.
How do you feel about Werner's? I feel like it's too much.
Yeah.
You agree?
I don't know.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I know. I don't know that.
Or maybe it's Vernon's. Werner's. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
But whatever. It's the important topic of our times.
You know what's another important topic of our times? This is a bit of a This is a bit of a just me or everyone. I read an email that says backyard toys that'll keep them busy, and that's my brain got confused. Walton Goggins, who is an actor who plays Rick on White Lotus.
Everyone knows who he is.
Name should be Walter Goggins.
Walton
Goggins.
First name.
It's not a first name. It's a last name.
Yes, Sam Walton was the founder of Walmart.
Yeah. So Walton Goggins, my mouth just wants to say Walter. So if he could change it, I would appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with our new tech overlords that things like names will start to get streamlined.
Right. But like
that's
as
my hope.
Serial numbers or something.
Well, just like you get to choose. They're going to give us a list.
Yeah.
You can choose. There's not going to be multiple spellings.
Ooh, yes.
It's like they're gonna make our lives so much easier, and that's one of the ways. That's waste. I think Doge is rooting out the weird
extra
names.
vowels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mormons, they're coming for you. My just me or everyone. My other one, not my Walton Goggins opportunistic one. Okay. In real life, if someone's a few minutes late, it's normal. It's standard.
Yeah.
Or even more than that, not a big deal.
Right.
In Zoom life, if it's like 4 minutes past and, I'm getting a call here, but it's potential spam. Phew. If it's like 4 minutes past when they're supposed to log on and they're not there, I'm like, what's going on? Have they forgotten? What is happening? It like Zoom time takes way longer. Nope, is much faster. Whichever. No. It takes way longer. Like 4 minutes of Zoom time feels like a fucking hour.
It's true.
Because like if someone's an hour late to meet you. So let's just talk about really what this has to do with. It has to do with guests on my show. So it's pretty standard that a guest on my show will be 5 to 10 minutes late, and they're always so apologetic, and it's truly no big deal. They hit traffic or they left a little too late or whatever. Like it does not even faze me. It's normal. But if a Zoom guest logs in late, I'm convinced they have forgotten about it.
Is it because the expectation is that it's easier to, like you don't getting here, we're in Burbank and it's like they could be coming from anywhere.
Right.
Traffic's unpredictable. If someone's 5 minutes late, you just sort of like assume that that's, unless you're like RJ City and you're fucking,
he's going to be here Monday,
I know. But like, with Zoom, it's like, well, you could be in the car and join a Zoom call.
Right.
So
yeah, I think it's that. It's also like if I'm waiting for someone at my house, then I'm talking to Tony, I'm talking to you, I'm putting on lipstick, I'm looking at my notes. If I'm waiting for someone on Zoom, I'm just sitting here staring at my computer screen.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you're sort of held hostage till they join the Zoom.
Yeah.
But it's more that I just figure they're gonna they've forgotten or that it just completely skipped their mind or something. Yeah, I think it is. There's no arrival time baked in.
There should be a way with Zoom, like if you send out a Zoom invite, maybe there is, where if someone hasn't joined it, you could ping them and they would get like an alert on their end reminding them of the call that they're not on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, instead of it being one of the people being like, hey, we're waiting for you. Are you joining the call?
Or you could just go bing, 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 and then alerts just pop up.
So I'm meeting with an agent in a few weeks.
Wow, look at you, honey.
Yeah.
What kind of agent? A hand modeling agent?
What is a nose agent? What's the thing that it would be least likely something that I would do? No, I could do character noses. So what would be like the least likely? Like an agent for my athletic career.
Right.
A sports agent. I'm meeting with Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, a
sports agent. So I'm meeting with Jerry Maguire. And Jerry's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? Cuba Gooding?
Oh.
No, he was the other agent, right?
Don't know if he had an assistant once he left did he?
Probably not. Anyway, their assistant was like, do these times work for you? Do these times work for you? So we finally set the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose 3 on a Monday because it was a good day. But I'm like, oh my God, getting to Beverly Hills at 3 o'clock on a Monday is going to be kind of whatever. But it's okay. I'll just, because meeting with an agent, you want to, especially.
Wait, was Renee Zellweger's character as assistant? I can't remember that movie.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, anyway, good.
I know that he had her at Hello.
I know, but what was her relationship to him?
If she was
in
his
the movie?
assistant.
But why was she in the movie? What was her deal?
Listen to me. If she was his assistant, there would have been a lot of hellos, I just know she had a kid who was, I think, probably autistic before they really called it autism.
Yeah, but wasn't she was his assistant? No?
I mean, I guess we have to find out.
I mean, I don't care. Why did you bring this up?
Because I have an appointment with a sports agent. Yeah, do sound effects while I look this up. Okay. She played Dorothy Boyd, Renee Zellweger as Dorothy Boyd.
Oh, that explains it.
What happened to her husband?
I don't care about that.
Hang on.
What did she...
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. When slick sports agent Jerry Maguire has a crisis of conscience, he pens a heartfelt company-wide memo that promptly gets him fired. Desperate to hang on to the athletes that he represents, Jerry starts his own management firm with only single mother Dorothy Boyd joining him in his new venture. Banking on their sole client, football player Rod Tidwell, Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry and Dorothy begin to fall in love as they struggle to make their... Well, was Hello, hello, I'm here for the interview, and he had her then? She had him then?
No, there's a scene in the movie when he's practicing his hellos and he nails a really sexy hello. And that's the moment when I can't do it. I'm not Tom Cruise.
Well, who had whom at Hello?
He had her at Hello.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. She might have come in for her interview and he said hello, and then she's like, you got me.
Because he does like a little flip of his hair. He does a flip of his hair, and then he tilts his sunglasses down. He looks over the top of him, and then he licks his lips. He goes,
and then how does
he licks his teeth. And he goes, hello. Like that. And it was that where you just see her, and it's like a slow zoom.
Yeah.
On her, and she's just like,
is she just drooling?
Goes, hello.
Do it one more time.
Hello.
I will actually film you doing this since we don't have video going. Oh my God, how ridiculous! Okay,
so you always do this, and then I
know you change it. Okay, so now do your Jerry Maguire saying hello. The hello that someone has that he gets.
This is the hello from Jerry Maguire that was the hello that got Renee Zellweger. He goes like this. He goes, hello.
Oh my God. Okay.
Was it as good on camera as it felt in the moment?
It was even better. Okay, listen. Boy, there's a lot of...
I love you. You complete me. And I just had...
Shut up. Shut up. You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
She repeated it.
Okay, now they're both licking their teeth.
Yep,
oh my God, they're in a whole...
Is this
now they're hugging.
Is this the scene where they're licking each other's teeth? Which is so sexy when movies do that. When they'll just smile and their teeth closed, and the other one just like licks the teeth, and then they switch sides.
Yeah, it's that.
That movie, erotic. So erotic.
It is the most erotic movie. Jerry Maguire about a slick sports agent who has a crisis of conscience.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 9.5 weeks, that movie.
I know.
I need to blow my nose and there's no tissue in here. God damn it.
I feel like there's a box of tissue.
It has 2 light bulbs. It has 2 dead light bulbs in it, or they might still be alive. I don't know. Anyway, I'm meeting with a slick sports agent for my athletic career. And when I confirmed, they sent me back a Zoom link. And I was like, oh,
it's going to be one of those.
This whole thing is on Zoom.
Is this how they do it now?
I don't know. But it's just called intro. So it's just an intro meeting. So I was like, great. I don't think it's a good sign. But still.
I wish I knew the rules anymore. I mean, there was a time when I would know what that meant. Like, oh, this means that, like, they're not really taking you seriously because otherwise they'd have you in the room. But the Zoom didn't exist back in the day. So maybe this is just how they do it. I don't know.
I honestly actually don't really think that is what it is. I don't know why I'm being so cagey. I can explain. My former agent is no longer agenting.
He dropped out of the game.
Yeah. So he said to me, and I said to him, is there someone I should direct communication to? Am I still at the agency? Do you want to lick my teeth? He declined.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
Oh, did I make it weird? Is it erotic?
Yeah, you made it too.
I made it erotic.
Made it too erotic.
God damn it. That's Pete Holmes' podcast. You made it erotic.
Yeah.
So, and then he wrote back and he's like, this person, fellow agent at Gersh, would love to meet with you, blah, blah, blah. So that's what this is.
Okay.
So it's not really a fresh new meeting. It's
just
more like
you need a new representative at the agency.
Yes, and she's interested.
That's
so
right.
I still think, I don't know, that's a good question. Like, what does it mean? But I'm not going to be cynical because it's easier to meet on Zoom. So,
Are you going to tell her about your pivot to right-wing content in order to cash in on the big-time money, baby?
I'm going to tell her about my new show called Problematic Views.
Ooh.
Yeah, and on each episode, I have one problematic view.
Yeah, my podcast, Cancel This, and it's
Oh, I like that better.
And then it's me grabbing my crotch. That's the artwork.
Oh God, that's so much better than Problematic Views. I hate mine now. Can I do Cancel This?
Yeah, you can do Cancel This.
Yeah. Okay. And it's just a picture of like me looking sort of serious, and then it's got canceled.
Yeah, and then an American flag.
Yes, and an eagle. Oh my God, you're so much. It should be you.
Listen, I could do.
Excuse me, I burped into the mic.
Podcast.
What would it be like?
I mean, I would know how to mimic
Yeah.
the formula. I've seen enough of their content to know.
Do you know that Gavin Newsom has a new podcast?
Yes, I do.
It's called what is it called? Hi, I'm Gavin or something like that. His name is in it.
It's hardly do. It's Gavin.
I shouldn't make fun of people whose names are in their podcast titles, given, but given you had me at Hello with Alison Rosen, a podcast about teeth. But it has amused me greatly for a while that Gavin Newsom uses his newsletter, which is like a political newsletter, to promote his podcast. And it just, to me, shows that no matter who you are, you struggle with podcast promotion. But anyway, he has been sending promo emails about the new podcast. Let me see if I can find the title. And he just had Charlie Kirk on his first episode.
Yes.
And people are losing it's called This is Gavin Newsom.
I think.
Do you think he's like, hi, welcome to This is Gavin Newsom. I'm your host, Gavin Newsom.
People are. Oh, man. Yeah, people are freaking out.
His whole thing is he's going to talk to people that he disagrees with and also people he agrees with. But
do you want my thoughts on this?
I want to finish my thoughts.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please. Well, this is Alison's show.
Oh, thanks.
But I was just getting bored. I thought you were done, but really I was done. Go ahead.
Well,
No,
thank
no,
you
please.
for finally being honest.
Please hurry, because I'm going to forget what I was going to say.
Do you want here? I'll make a note.
No, go.
Is it going to be as good as the ginger ale thoughts?
It's not. Go ahead.
I don't
please.
want you to forget. Now I'm worried that you're going to forget.
Just go.
Well, no, I want to luxuriate. Ah! Okay, sorry. I'm like dancing in front of the door when you need to pee or something. I really did lose my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So anyway, on Instagram, these people are like, this is not it. Or like, really? This is the takeaway from 2024?
Yes, I've seen that.
And so did you see what I wrote?
No, I've seen those responses.
Yeah. So I wrote back to someone and I was like, actually, I do think this is the takeaway from 2024. We can't continue to alienate those on the other side and expect the way we have and expect numbers. And then like, I've gotten a lot of people. So I've gotten some likes, but I've gotten a lot of people who are just like, you can imagine how they're responding.
Like what? Tell me. What is their argument? I'm just
okay,
curious.
let me find some. But I've been practicing Buddhist discipline. Did you know I'm Buddhist? No, I've been practicing a great amount of discipline and I haven't responded to any. No, just not responding. I think that's one of the tenets of Buddhism. Don't respond. Don't engage. Yeah, because I just feel like I know how this goes. I've gotten into it too many times. Okay, so here's one. LOL. They pandered, in all caps, to the other side and told leftists that they expect our votes. The Democratic Party would rather have Trump in charge than progressives because that way they can still line their pockets. They're complicit.
That kind of thinking
is exhausting.
That kind of thinking.
I know, it's a cancer.
Kind of thinking has been cultivated by
the right.
The right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
There's more,
because
though.
they want you to disengage. Yes, support the Democrats. There's two parties. I mean, this isn't what I was going to say.
They think there's like third options.
No, there are only two parties.
I've been trying to make this point.
When you get so cynical and you say, "Well, the Democratic Party is just like the other one." The Republican Party,
Democrat option B,
then that makes them win. And if you really don't think there's a difference between the two, like I understand that you're frustrated with the Democrats, and I understand that they're not good enough and da-da-da, but it's like, if you can't see now how there's a difference, then I don't know. Maybe you need to just educate yourself. Like I can't. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't understand how they can believe that in good faith. I got into so many arguments with people.
It's childish.
When Trump announced that he was whatever he said he was going to do with Gaza, there's so many people who are like, it's not any worse. Like it's better than what Kamala was doing.
Literally, Trump said today that if Hamas doesn't go along with what Israel wants them to do, that he is going to give them full reign to just wipe them out.
You're not allowed to say everyone who withheld their vote from Kamala because of Gaza, look what's happening now. You're not allowed to say that. They will vilify you if you say that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
I'm just telling you.
I don't care
how it is on Threads.
I don't care what these activist idiots have to say when they yell at you. But go ahead.
Okay. Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney endorsed Kamala. I don't understand.
So what?
Are they saying therefore we're not?
So that doesn't mean that everybody on the left has to agree with Dick Cheney. It just means that
is that what she's trying to say? She's trying to say that
she's saying that there's an argument on the left that says Kamala
was too centrist.
It was too centrist and reached out to the Cheneys and therefore is no different from Republicans.
That's
and it's
so insane.
Here's the thing about that. Yes, Elizabeth Cheney endorsed Kamala, and in return, Kamala gave her nothing. There were no concessions. Kamala had, not to go into this because I didn't want to, but for example, her proposal about senior care, like making it so that the government would cover senior care, was massive, would have been so helpful to hundreds of thousands of people. Like, do you know how expensive it is, not just to the people who get old, but to their kids who have to take care of them? Instead, so you go, well, that's Republican. No, Republicans are trying to take away Social Security and Medicaid right now. And
Medi-Cal.
Like
that was funny, Alison.
If you can't see the fucking difference between the party that wants to take away any money for old people so that they're eating cat food again and having to go steal things from the drugstore, living on the streets or just being a burden on their kids who now have to pay for their nursing care, if you can't see the difference between that and the party that wanted to give help to people in those situations, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, you're so lost in some like house of mirrors.
I think they are.
Where you're just seeing reflections of ideas and thought. Like, get with the fucking program, people. Like, yes, the Democrats suck. They fucking suck. But they're the only choice. And they're the only persuadable choice. Like, you had an ability to persuade Joe Biden. Do you think that Donald Trump
is
gives
persuadable?
A flying fuck what you have to say?
Right.
Okay. But
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, this is the wrong take. We need our own. When I do own, it's because it's all caps. We need our all caps own voices influencing people, beginning us up to our levels. Maybe she means what? And good ideas. People who like Trump often like Bernie and AOC. We need to elevate those types of voices and messages and inspire people and not pander down. To that, I would say, okay, fine. But I think his intention is to talk to more people. Okay. And then here's the one who had written the original thing. She gave me 2 eye roll emojis. Kamala lost because Democratic voters chose not to show up.
That's not true.
And a lack of pandering to these strange incels, that's funny, wasn't the reason why. Okay. What's your proof?
I don't want to engage in the argument about why Kamala lost. It's
Yeah, I
like,
know.
Who cares? But like, here's what I will say about the path going forward and what Gavin's doing. We are losing credibility because of credibility.
Yeah.
There are vast swaths of people who switched from Biden to Trump.
Yeah, it's not like Democratic voters chose not to show up. They showed up and voted for Trump.
I get it. There's this like I get it. There's this I listen to left-wing shows, right? I hear the arguments. Like I understand there's a lot of people who are disengaged and we want to engage them. That's what Bernie's project was. I get it. I support that. But here's the reality. There were a lot of people who switched their votes and are switching their votes, who are moving toward the Republican Party and have warmed up to Trump for a lot of reasons. But one of the problems is that when we talk to them, they don't take us seriously. They don't when they hear the arguments from the left, they think we're full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because
both sides.
And part of the problem is that people on the left are not in the spaces. This is one of the lessons, I think. We are not in the spaces. We are not there. We're not talking to Joe Rogan. We're not. I mean, I hate to use him because he's the guy. Like when you see Stavros on Theo Vaughn's show, that's good. That's a good thing. He is giving the argument back to them. We need that. We need the pushback. Otherwise,
yeah. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily think that Gavin Newsom is platforming Charlie Kirk. I think well, hang on. I think that he's hoping that Charlie Kirk listeners will listen to him.
But this idea of platforming is like, this is an argument that should have died 10 years ago. These people are platformed. Do you see how many views these people get? Like, this is what you're going to platform. You're going to give legitimacy to Fox News by showing up on Fox News. It's the biggest fucking news program. It's a platform.
Right.
This is stupid. Get on there. Do what Buttigieg does. Buttigieg goes anywhere. And look, he fucking reads them filth. He totally nails them every time.
I think he reads them for filth.
Exactly what I said. But here's the real problem, and everyone needs to...
Is this what you were going to say? Is this DQ's
Yes, this is what everyone needs to wake up. I think this is the math that Gavin's understanding.
Hang on one second. We do need some kind of drop that'll indicate DQ's thoughts.
Bing, 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 bing.
So that they know that this is important. It's like an Amber Alert.
It's
a Damber Alert.
I always feel like when
Damber
I go off
Alert.
on this, it's like, does anyone care what I have to say?
Well,
But
normally I don't, but today I do.
But here's the thing.
Damber Alert.
Because of the changing demographics, a lot of people who've moved out of New York and California and into other red states, when they reproportion the Electoral College in the next round, and I think that's in not the next election, but I don't think it's 28. I think it's 32. Whatever. We're going to have a problem because as close as it is now in the Electoral College, it's going to tilt red. It's actually moving in the wrong direction for us. And that's going to mean that if the Democrats have any prayer of getting any kind of lasting power in this country, we are going to have to change our coalition dramatically. We cannot win. We didn't win with this coalition, and we will not win with this coalition. That means that we have to find new people who will vote for us. As that person in that comment section noted, going to the left isn't going to help us because no matter how many concessions, Biden fucking canceled student loans. Like, he did everything the left wanted him to do.
Wait, aren't I the one who noted that?
I don't remember. Biden did so much shit for the left, and all they did was shit on him.
Yeah.
He got nothing for it. Don't expect the Democrats to learn any lessons when you're calling him Genocide Joe after fucking like literally taking huge risks to pander.
They're
to
not
their
serious
side.
people.
So
I know.
So yes, I would love it if all these people who are disaffected join the party, but right now they're trying to win, and I don't know.
Well, that's what I was going to say is that I feel like Gavin Newsom is at more than anything a politician. That's what is going to hurt him.
Now that said, you know who's doing it right? I think.
Excuse me.
You said
Lips
half
moving. Still,
you said half a sentence. That's
is
enough.
my talking getting in the way of your interrupting?
Sorry, go ahead.
I think he knows what he's. I hope he knows what he's doing. Okay, you have the floor.
Yeah, look, I love his pugilistic style. I love Gavin's willingness to mix it up, and he's a good debater. I'm not sure
he can win with that hair.
I think he's too much of a politician. Like, he just reads.
All right, who's doing it right? Jasmine Crockett?
Right now, at this moment, and things are going to change by the president, so who knows? Tim Walz is I think he's going to run. He is going. This is just one move that I like. He said because these Republican House members who've been doing these town halls and they've been getting heckled at these town halls, the whatever committee said no more town halls. So you guys we don't want these optics. And so what Walz is doing is he said, let me know if your congressperson won't do a town hall and I'll come.
Oh.
And what's so smart about that is those are red districts.
Yeah.
So he's going to go in there as this Democrat who, by the way, is loved by the left. Okay. He's going to go in there and he's going to talk to Republican voters. This is what we need to be doing.
No, don't pander. Can I tell you something that you do?
Anyway.
Are you aware that you do this?
Is this going to make me feel bad about myself?
Well, a tiny bit.
Cool.
On a scale of 1 to 100, I think 3%.
Okay.
I think you'll think it's funny. It doesn't have to do with the way your brain works. It has to do with when you talk, you do this. Can you see what I'm doing with my hand? I am rolling my fingers together as if there's a booger or a ball of fuzz. And you're doing it right now.
Oh, that's just because my finger hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, you make a point, you hold your hand up, and then you roll an imaginary booger.
Well, the booger is my point, and I want to roll it up.
Yes, you're
and
refining.
Then I flick it at the listener.
Wait, so do the thing with your hand.
Was I doing this?
Kinda. It's that.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I know. It looks like you're punctuating your point, but your finger hurts.
Well, just I have a hangnail. I'm trying not to do anything to it.
You're trying not to put it in your mouth.
Because I get hangnail shamed.
I used to hangnail shame you. The hangnail shame is not right. I used to go nails. Hence,
if it were up to you, I'd be soaking my fingers in a lotion all day.
Yes.
This is not a thing I'm going to do.
So, I used to comment on you because I'll just be sitting there and I'll just hear this tick, 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 and it's you biting your nails, and I would call you out on it. And then one day I said, does it bother you? And you said, yes, it does. So now I stop. You said, unless it's really bothering you. And so now, instead of thinking that I'm helping you, I only do it if the tick, tick, tick is driving me crazy. Do you know who I think bites their nails?
Who?
Elliot.
Oh, I've never seen him do it, though.
Have you cut his nails in years?
No.
I know. Neither have I.
That's
I have seen his fingers in his mouth a few times. But because I have to cut Owen's nails all the time, and I never cut Elliot's nails.
He does
but they don't look bitten like yours. So he's doing a good job.
But I don't think he has two front teeth that would
He has-
hit each other. Like he's got
you're right.
the whole missing teeth situation happening.
Yeah.
Maybe he cuts them himself. No, he doesn't.
No. You're right. We're gonna have to do forensics on his mouth and see if he actually has scissor action available to him.
Yeah.
He might be putting them like in the like by his molars or something.
Yeah.
I'm worried that I'm a bad parent lately because he has one baby tooth. It's his lateral. I think that's what they call it. That is still there. And it's very loose. So he doesn't want me to brush it. So there's very strict rules.
Well, every time I accidentally hit it with the tooth, because you brush in the morning, I brush at night.
Yeah.
Sometimes it bleeds.
Oh, really?
So it's like I think it freaks him out.
So, this morning he gave me the whole speech and then he said, I think you were born yesterday. Because sometimes I'll say to him, do you think I was born yesterday? So he offered it.
I've been thinking about it, and yes.
Do you know the whole speech?
Your speech?
Do you know his speech? Does he give you the same speech?
Brush this, don't brush this.
Yeah. He goes, brush the bottom.
Brush the top.
Don't do the And then he points,
Does he do the thing where it's like, if I raise my hand, you have to stop?
He hasn't said that in a while, but yes, he used to. Yeah. So I brush the bottom and then I say, can I do the back on the top? So I do the back up to like the one right before that. And then I say like, can I brush your front? He has one front tooth right now. Can I brush that one? Yes. But anyway, so I just skip over the loose one, but that tooth hasn't been brushed in so long. I feel like that's really bad. Like there's probably like all sorts of, it's just a really not clean, which is not good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said to him, I'm like, honey, you got to brush it. You can do it, but you got to brush it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like holding, the toothbrush is turned off and he's like holding it. And I'm like, I want to hear the ch-ch-ch-ch. He'll touch it, like he'll touch it and be like, I'm done.
He'll touch it. Yeah. And I go, you need to try to clean it.
I know. I say hug the tooth with the toothbrush. Clean it is probably more direct.
Yeah, like wipe it off with the toothbrush.
Maybe we should just give him a piece of gauze to wipe the tooth, like you would a dog's tooth or something, because I'm worried that it's not getting clean.
Me too.
You know why? Because I know it's not getting clean. So, all right. I'm glad that I shared. Oh, speaking of stuff I need to share, I need to talk about the puffer fish drama that ensued the other night. Mm-hmm. So Owen has been coming in and dragging me out of bed every night. It's why I'm tired. But he came in, and as we were on our way out, I looked in, and the puffer fish was totally still on a piece of rock.
Coral,
I guess. I thought it was coral, but then the guy said that's not coral. That's just rock.
Oh, okay.
I guess coral is a living thing. Is this dead coral? I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's like purple and it's got these sort of things that come out. So there's like a little shelfy thing, but it was balanced precariously. So there's this pufferfish just sitting, like balanced, not moving on the rock, and it was dark, but the pufferfish is normally green and white. It's like green on top with spots, and then his belly is totally white. So it looked like bronze color, and his tail was all curled up. It looked like he looked like a battered shrimp, or a tater tot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like something has happened. He's dying. He's dead. First, he's dead or he's dying. He's like turned bronze color. He's cooked. He's baked. He's crisped up. Oh my God. And my boy Derek, Derek is down to clown, had told me that there's nitrates in the tank. So we need to change half the water. But I hadn't done it yet because I got to get it's marine water. I got to get it from them and blah, blah, blah. And I just hadn't yet. And I'm like, it was like 3 a.m. and I'm like, I got to drive there and get the water now. And I'm like, that's crazy.
You know what's awesome is that this Scales and Tails place where we do all our fishery.
Yeah.
There are 2 faucets outside. 24 hours. You just go up and you can get.
Not 24 hours though.
Well,
in theory.
In theory, and one is salt water.
Yeah.
And one is
reverse osmosis water.
So you can just get water for your tank.
Yeah.
Which is so I think that's so cool that you can just go up and like get yourself some salt water for your tank.
I know, it's great. So anyway, I'm like, But I felt really bad. I'm like, I'm going to sleep and this pufferfish might be dead in the morning. Like, what is happening to him? It didn't make sense, though, that he had cooked in the tank. Because I checked the temperature and it wasn't hot or anything. But he really looked like a fried.
So what'd you find out?
What I found. So in the morning, he's fine, though. And I was like, did I dream that whole thing? Get this. Pufferfish sleep and they change color when they sleep and their tail curls up like dogs. They can't close their eyes because they don't have eyelids, but they go into like a slow, like they call it sleep mode. People on the message boards do it. They go into sleep mode where their metabolism is slower. They're not responsive and they're very still and they curl up their tail. I don't exactly know why, and then they change color to sleep coloration. Not all of them do it, but many, which is like
I wonder if it's more camouflagey
yes.
or if it's more I look gross.
Fish will eat gross things.
Yeah, so it's got to be
camouflage. Yeah, it's like they're defended that way.
Right.
And then they don't turn back to their normal self until they swim around a little bit. It's like they need to have their coffee in the morning. How cute is that?
That is cute.
It's weird, but it's cute.
I once looked up the how chameleons. Like, what is the technology essentially that makes them change color? Do you remember what I found out?
No, I just remembered that you found it out.
Because I always thought it was like, oh, it's like a chemical. It's probably a chemical process or something like that.
Right now,
no, I'll tell you what it is.
Oh.
They have like little tiny micro, like crystalline structures on their skin, and they can they like maneuver them. It's like a physical thing.
How do they know?
I know. So it's like they can move their skin in such a way that it turns the color
like
of the
sequins.
thing. Like their body knows exactly the position of these things that'll be this color.
I wonder if a bad chameleon doesn't get it right. Yeah, like, here I am, guys.
Or
I'm
if
like,
it's just
you're
like
very obvious.
It's
right
like
now.
a blue screen of death, like it just says Windows 95. I thought that was wild.
That is
Like to be able to like have that sensation of
knowing
and have
when
it
you're
related
exactly
to
right.
a color.
I have a lot of questions about how animals do things. For example, clownfish and anemones have a symbiotic relationship.
I do.
Not ours. Our clownfish does not give a fuck about this anemone. Which, according to Derek is down to clown. He needs 6 months to mature, and then he might.
The clownfish or the anemone?
The clownfish. But I have read on these boards, you tape a picture of a clownfish in an anemone to the tank, and people swear it works.
Like, it gets it in their heads like, oh, that's a thing I can do.
I don't know. It honestly makes no sense to me.
It's like an advertisement. Like, this could be us.
but you clowning.
But you clowning.
Yeah. But really, like, that means that fish have the ability to look at a two-dimensional representation of something and translate it into 3 dimensions. Does that seem possible?
Or even to recognize that that's what it is. Like to even like be able to see a picture of a clownfish and go, that's like a me. I look like that.
There's no way.
Yeah, it's wild.
There's no way. Because dogs don't even know what they are. Well, no, but they recognize other dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, bettas, or pufferfish even sometimes, like bettas have an aggression towards other bettas, so they must know they're betta enough.
Betta.
You betta.
They're so betta.
That's cool.
Wow.
How does the clownfish do it? Anyway, so Daniel's going to print it out on the color printer and we're going to try it. I wonder if it's more like they're afraid of this giant thing stuck to their tank, and then they're like, I need protection from the anemone.
But also the anemone is not that big yet. Like, it
no,
doesn't have
I
the
know.
long tendrils.
The clownfish might have seen. No, he won't get long tendrils.
So then what's there to hide in? There's nothing there to hide in.
It's a bubble tip anemone.
I think it needs like longer things to hide in. It's not a big enough anemone.
Maybe I got to get another anemone. Can 2 anemones be in one tank? I would think so.
Is it anemone or anemone?
Anemone.
Anemone.
This has been something that I have learned recently because I sometimes I think it's an enemy, but it's anemone.
It's an emony. It's not an enemy. It's an emony.
Correct. An emone. An emone.
I feel like they were just fucking with us when they named
Me
it.
too. And why does anemone feel better? Oh, because an enemy, I guess, is what I love to say.
It's just more satisfying to do 2 N's in a row, I think.
Instead of anem.
Anemone.
You know who gets it right every single time, though? The kids. I've never heard them say anemone. They always say anemone.
Huh. Maybe because I said anemone and they got it wrong. But I was wrong, so they got it right.
Classic kids. Have you been saying an
I have. I've been saying anemone, but it's anemone. This is fun stuff.
You know what's weird? I
What?
swear we were like 57 minutes into it, but we're 55 minutes into it. We need to do another hour and a half.
Really? Okay.
No. I'm kidding. I think we're done.
You're sure we don't have more to talk about? I thought there was more. There was more topics.
Not really. I mean,
Daylight savings is coming up, isn't it?
I know, and I feel like it's snuck up on us.
I had a dream last
okay.
night about daylight savings, and that's really.
Please
that's
tell us.
It was just late, but it was light outside. I have fun dreams. Go ahead.
Well, it's late, but it's light outside. Is that's more of a daylight. That's more of a fall back kind of dream.
No.
I think so.
No, we're gaining an hour of sunlight, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be lighter
Oh.
later.
Yeah, you're right. So, okay. See, it's so confusing. Haven't we had our, quote, the last daylight savings like 16 times? When is this thing leaving?
I don't know. Like in California, we voted to
Yeah.
get rid of it.
But
and then
is that not
Trump
happening?
even was wanted to make it permanent. Although I think it was he wanted to make. I can never remember. Are
Which
we going
direction?
into daylight savings? Or are we coming off of daylight savings?
We're going into it because we'll be.
So I think he
gonna get
wanted to
dark
take
light.
what we're going into, make that permanent.
That's what they always want to do. I don't know why.
I guess that's problematic for certain people in certain areas of the country in the fall and winter, but I don't care because I'm
Why
not
is
them.
it problematic for them? Does it not get light out till like 9 a.m. or something?
Because the mornings are darker, longer, or something. I don't know. It's just the problem is the kids don't change their fucking schedule.
No.
So then it just becomes like kids getting up super fucking early.
Well, technically it's later, but
Although
it
they
feels
already
earlier.
are.
Yeah.
This just means Owen will be getting up at 3 a.m. every morning, which is about.
He'll be getting up at what feels like 3 a.m.
That's what I mean.
I mean, it's confusing. Listen, the other thing we were going to do, but I say we save it.
No, he'll be getting up literally at 3 a.m., right? Yeah. He'll be getting up at what feels like 4 a.m.
No.
Yes, because we're spring forward.
At what feels like 4 a.m. will now be 5 a.m. Spring forward. You move your clocks forward. So what
Wait.
feels like 4 a.m. will be 5 a.m. now. When it is 5 a.m., it'll feel like 4 a.m.
Yes, you're right. God damn it. See, this is the thing.
Finally.
In Arizona, we didn't have this shit.
Yeah. So the other thing we were going to talk about, did you guys hear me scratching my hair? The other thing we were going to talk about, and I don't know that we need to, I want your take on the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, because you and I don't know anything. So you're going to tell me what you know of it.
Okay, we're going to do
News from
current news from people who don't know anything about it.
Oh, boy.
All right. She was in a movie with this guy who is the director, Baldoni.
What movie was it?
Ends with Us.
Okay.
And
What does it start with?
she claimed that he was inappropriate somehow with her and maybe walked in on her while she was breastfeeding or something. And then they had some sort of they were going to file some sort of claim in the courts, although it's unclear whether they filed it. And then he through his PR people waged a smear campaign against her, but then she was able to get texts that proved
that
it was
he like hired someone.
that it was like a smear
Orchestrated.
job. And then I think in one of the texts she said something to the effect of like, I'm the Khaleesi and I've got dragons, meaning like so be careful, watch out. And I think she meant like Taylor Swift. It sort of implied that it was Taylor Swift who was like her bestie, and now Taylor Swift's not talking to her because she didn't like being used in that way. And the right wing currently,
Wait, are the dragons Taylor Swift's fans?
It's Taylor. She's the dragon. Like, you don't want to fuck with me because I have someone this huge and popular on my side.
But how do we know that that's what she meant?
Unclear.
Okay.
And then, but currently what's interesting, and again, I haven't read anything about this and I don't know what I'm talking about, is Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, all these like right-wing female influencers and people with shows have been going hard on this as a way of pulling centrist or even left-wing women over to their side by leveraging Me Too and outrage over Me Too gone wrong or something like that. Like
so
Me Too going too far.
Blake Lively.
Yes, I think so.
Isn't Scarlett Johansson? Didn't she say something against Blake Lively too?
I don't know. Like, it seems like there's a lot of people.
She had like weighed in on it or something.
Like, I don't.
Backlash
What I don't understand is why everyone's against Blake Lively in this. I have read a thing about Baldoni being like he was raised in. He is a part of a religion. That is, I'm forgetting what it's called. It's the one that Rainn Wilson is a part of. It's
Unitarian, Baha'i faith.
Baha'i.
Okay.
Yeah, he's and that there's certain ways of talking that I don't know what they are, but this was a defense I saw where it's like that can be interpreted as being inappropriate, but really is just like not.
That sounds like
it's just her misunderstanding what he was saying, like about love and who the fuck knows. So, but I don't understand why everyone's against Blake Lively. I thought she came out on top when she exposed that it was a smear campaign. So this is. I'm really confused as to the backlash against her.
I am too. However, I will say, as someone who knows nothing about this, about the Blake Lively of it all, whoever says the bad thing about someone first wins. So you
100%.
can't unring a bell. So all the negative stuff about Blake Lively, even if they find out it's not true and it was orchestrated, that still sticks.
Yeah, and given that lesson that we've learned, which is like you need to come out fast and strong against that stuff, she seemed to have done that, and still they're against her, which means there must be something I'm missing or not. I don't know. I just remember, didn't she have like a plantation wedding where it was like, remember the pre-Civil War days, the antebellum South?
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
So that was problematic.
Yeah.
There's
also an interview clip of her being like awful to this interviewer. I wonder if that was part of the Baldoni like surfacing that. You remember when I was all like Anne Hathaway is the worst?
Yeah.
And our friend is friends with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's actually pretty nice, but blah, 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 blah. But some of those things were awful.
I have softened on my Anne Hathaway takes.
I
feel like
I think she's the worst.
I feel like there are certain things that are like that she's done where
Kalma?
a little sus.
Kalma?
No, it has to do with like her relationship with that dude who is like.
Oh yeah.
But she's just a theater kid. She's just a geek.
The worst. That being said, I've told this story before. Came out of a theater in San Francisco with Adam and Brian. We were going to be driving home that night. I had taken off all my makeup and I was wearing sweats, and some fans wanted a picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, is there any way I could not do a picture because I don't have any makeup on? And I remember thinking, I am coming off horribly right now. I seem vain. I seem like there is honestly no way you can turn down a photo. You just can't. It just never, they'll never give you grace. They'll never be like, oh, I get it. She felt like she had just stripped her face with Clinique products. It's always just, she thinks she's too good for that. So anyway, my point is, it can even happen to lovely people like me. where you come off poorly. But Anne Hathaway has come off poorly dealing with fans so many times.
I'm pretty okay with those kinds of situations. I don't judge celebrities for how they come off to fans, maybe because I've seen that. But to me, it's more about how they are on set, how they are to crew, how they are to the people they work with. Because fans, like you said, like those stories are always like, yeah, maybe you don't know that. Maybe they just got off the phone and they broke up with somebody. You could be in a rotten mood. Who the fuck knows?
Remember when I threw up on the plane like 4 times, and then we got off the plane, and then someone recognized me in the airport, and they went to hug me, and I hugged them, and I was like, I am so sorry that I am sure I smell like vomit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I powered through, and I was nice.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm not. By the way, how gross is it that I'm like, let's talk about humongous stars. Here's my stories. That being said, I am like not jaded enough that I take ever being recognized
You love it.
for granted. Yeah, because it's like it feels good. It's not a thing that happens all the time that
it's
interferes
nice.
with my life at
I
all.
think
It's
actually,
like totally nice.
Until you get to a certain level of
Where
stardom,
you can't walk around.
yeah, then it is nice. Especially like I don't think people realize how much like in today's world, people in the TV and film business don't get audiences for their work.
Right.
Like so much of it is like you do the work and you like, especially writers, but like, you know, you do the work for a crew. That's your audience in the room. And then it goes out into the world. But like you can look online and that can be shitty or whatever, but there isn't that. So when someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, I really liked it," it's like kind of like the only time you get a real human being reacting to what you're doing, which is nice.
One more quick thing, and then you have to go pick up our son, the one who keeps me up. I have been a defender of Meghan Markle and your pal Prince Harry, who you invited.
You know what? I don't know how I feel about them. I invited them to a play date, and they have not responded.
Yeah, so that's rude. But I don't even remember why exactly I've been a defender, but I have. However, this new show, Love Meghan Markle or Love Meghan or whatever it is called, I don't know, I think it's on Netflix. I've seen some clips from it, and everyone's like, she's the worst. She's inauthentic. She's this and that. And the clip I saw, Mindy Kaling calls her Meghan Markle, and she's like, you keep saying it's Meghan Markle, but I'm Sussex now. And she corrects Mindy Kaling, and it's like very cringeworthy, and it makes her seem awful. So I'm open to changing my mind about her.
I think okay, and I'm fine with that.
Oh, thank you.
Here's the thing, though. I think when you're in that bubble, when you're in that role, it might be hard to talk about anything that you're doing or anything and not sound like a total asshole, because
probably
it's like it does come with the trappings of pomp and, you know, all this stuff that is very unrelatable. Like,
right.
You know, so if a person changes their name when they get married and you keep calling them
Sussex.
Yeah, like, and they say, hey, no, my name's like that. In a normal situation, no one would think like, oh, your name is like Alison Johnson.
Right.
It's like Alison Johnson. No one would be like, oh, look at her.
Right.
She wants us to call her a Johnson, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, it just happens that it's Duchess of Sussex, you know? And so, I don't know. But
you got to see the clip, though.
It does seem like she's probably insufferable.
I mean, these clips would suggest so. It seems like something that people are hate watching. Also, in breaking news, Daniel and I have started the season 3 of Traitors. That's the breaking news. And it's crazy to me, if anyone remembers Joe Schmo, that was a send-up of shows like this. And it's funny that it was so perfectly sent up.
Because they haven't really
satirized.
Changed. They haven't
but
changed.
They're still making sincere shows like this. Okay. I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank your husband and mine, Daniel. Patreon, Substack, all of that. Follow Daniel's on Blue Sky at DQuants on the Daniel Quants or DQuants?
Daniel Quants.
Okay. Everyone, thank you for listening. I love you.
Bye.
You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show?